Yay, everybody. Thank you. It's Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John,
Love you.
welcome. Love you
I feel
too.
like I'm sitting downhill. I think I am. I'm kind of sitting downhill. So we
Can you
look at the
turn to
little
us?
green light. No, then I'll be too big up there. I feel like I'm.
But I feel like I'm taller than you because I think we are down a little bit.
That's
We're
okay.
getting our
We're getting
porch redone. We're so excited about it. It will be perfect soon, probably in about a week.
right. Oh shoot! I didn't drink when I did that.
Uh-oh.
Drink. Love you. Mean it.
Love you.
Mm-hmm. A little green light there next to our picture.
Understood.
So we've had a heck of a week. We went to the drag races, the finals, right? My gosh. Tony Stewart,
And he won.
Antron
He won
did
this
not
season.
win. Oh, he did.
Tony won the season, not that particular race, but they said for the season. I'm not sure. I think drag racing is confusing. It's a little different than the other race circuits, it seems. But they said he won, so yay, we love Tony.
Yeah, he got his
He's our
points,
neighbor.
his accumulative points. Yeah. So what's really great about sorry, it's a little loud out here. We're outside.
Outside.
Beautiful Madison, Indiana's back there. That's the Ohio River, and that is Colorado, which means since we're in Indiana, we are in Indiucky.
And also the noise is
They're working on their porch, kind of next door, a couple of buildings away. But it just started to get a little cooler here. So people are getting some work done that it was just too hot.
so hot.
I know you're in Phoenix and you're saying it's 130. 90 is not too hot. But, here the humidity is considerably more than in Phoenix. Humidity is probably 90, 92, 93% in the middle of August. And it's a little warm. So anyhow,
But I
yeah,
thought
you're
Phoenix
taller than
did-
me. That's kind of cool.
I know. Oh, really? Yeah, because I thought you should be on this side, but you'd be in my pink
I'm
chair.
not going to sit in the pink chair.
I
I'd
knew
rather
it.
be shorter than sit in the pink
You were
chair.
wearing a pink shirt the other day, and everybody was talking about it.
Nothing that's okay.
Certain guys were saying, I don't believe in wearing pink, but dude, it looks good on you. And all the women liked it, so you're good in pink.
My favorite, though, is lavender.
You do look great in
I
lavender.
like my lavender. And you know why I like lavender shirts?
Because you like lavender flowers?
No.
Violets?
One of my heroes wore a purple lavender shirt.
I hear the train of
Most of it, no, not him. No, John
You
always
only wore black.
Except at home. Johnny Cash never wore black at home. Unless he was getting ready to go somewhere to go. No, getting ready to go somewhere to perform. He actually opted, most of the time, John was in a, what do you call it? It's like a Havana white cigar shirt.
Right. Yeah.
It's got the pockets down here. Yep, yep. He would wear that most of the time. But no, John Wayne wore purple much of the time. Yeah, much of the time. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. There's another hat.
Yeah, there's another hat. And
Now we sent out the first hat. I'm going to just be totally blunt here. We're having trouble finding the second hat.
I think we left it in LA.
I think we might, because we did. That's the podcast we did from the Roosevelt Hotel.
We're going to
I
call
think
them.
we left it, so we're going to call them. But it's not as if Dee Dee doesn't have another hat.
And I have one that's
So
very
you
similar.
lovely young lady who won that hat, who happens to live in Madison, right?
And she keeps asking about it.
Yes. Well, you're.
And I'm like, she goes, is this just publicity? Or I said, no, we really do give out hats. We give a hat every show now. So,
But we may have to
particular
pick out another hat.
And there is another hat we've already picked out. In fact, I probably should have brought it, but it's very, very, very similar. Same, it's a little creamier than white. That was more white. This is more cream. Same shape.
Well, she couldn't wear a white hat after Labor Day anyway, right?
Well, yeah, that's kind of old fashioned, but I do. My white shoes went away. I wore white boots.
Mine did too, back in
race.
the early 80s. My white shoes.
I love white shoes. I do. I love white shoes, white bags. But after Labor Day, I'm old fashioned that way. I will not wear it after Labor Day. So
will not.
Will not. So the race, I wore boots. Those are a little creamy though. But you can't wear white anything, in my opinion, especially shoes after Labor Day.
And of course, my new Twillery bone color suit showed up yesterday.
You're okay with bone now, probably, but isn't it like I don't know. I have to look at it.
It's not. I think it's wannabe linen. It's not really linen, because linen you're not supposed to wear after Labor Day as well.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
But it's just the white shoes. And some modern folks are like, oh, well, yeah, you can. No, for me, if I see white shoes after Labor Day, I'm like, you're not supposed to do that. But
Well, it's like a straw cowboy hat. You're not supposed to wear a
yeah,
straw cowboy hat either. But
yeah, and it is still summer because I think the end of summer is like what, the 20th, 21st of September.
you can wear a beaver cowboy hat all year. So I don't know why it's prejudiced in one direction and not the other.
September is very much a transition
Or
month.
felt. Well,
Now I'm eking out summer with the yellow. I was in a yellowy mood today, right? Because we were looking at more chairs, and they
well, we're looking at a fire pit.
yeah, fire pit, and they were bright as well. So we're going for the cherry porch, and I just felt cherry, so I've got the yellow on, and
Oh, in fact, there's a butterfly. A butterfly fluttered by.
butterflies are free,
And so are we. Yeah, yeah. In fact, it's going to be. So we decided. I'm starting to sound like Jimmy Stewart. We decided that since we already have these multicolored chairs, that the fire pit, since we can't pick one of these, it shouldn't be orange, it shouldn't be pink. So we picked two entirely different colors. So here, take a look at these pictures here. I think they're pretty cool. It's kind of a Key West vibe, which is kind of what you're wearing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just in a cheer mood, and I thought it's still summer. I always stick with that. I won't go white shoes, but definitely stick with summer until the bitter end.
Vote for summer.
Vote for summer. Oh, and by the way, we're going to see a screening of that movie, When Place Love, on Friday.
On Friday, that's right. So tonight, because we're actually doing this on Wednesday, but tonight I'll be at the Bluebird Cafe. Bluebird Cafe, is that what they call it?
Mm-hmm.
The Bluebird in Nashville, with some great new folks and a couple of old friends. But while I'm there, I was bummed about this. Ricky Skaggs is going to be here in Madison because it's a big music fest weekend this weekend.
It's called Unbroken Circle, but the guy John
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by.
The night John will be in Nashville, he'll be here. But that's okay. Both cities will be blessed with wonderful musicians.
I've known Ricky for a long, long time. In fact, I was nominated for like Newcomer of the Year award or something, and I heard the nominees, and my song I think was "I've Been Around Enough to Know," and then I heard "You Got Your Heart Broke," and I thought, well, damn, I'm voting for that. And of course, Ricky won, and so I've known him since then. But then another time, I was nominated for like Horizon. I don't know what it was, some like when I was young and it was new. Nominated for another award like that, and I'm backstage and I'm listening to the songs and I hear "But on the other hand," and I thought, well, damn, I'd vote for that one too. And of course, that was Randy, so I've known Randy Travis since that moment as well. And so it's good to be friends with the people who kicked your butt early.
Forever and ever, amen.
Right, that's Paul Overstreet wrote that song. So anyway, you've got a hat in your hand. You want to get to that?
Yes. So every week now we give away a hat. We're going to try not to leave them in LA, but we're
not in LA right now. So we are a block and a half from the post office.
And then we always bring them things. We have the best post office. I just want to say in Madison, Indiana. That hat is so cute.
I feel like a Cossack with this hat on.
It's not the way you wear it. You wear it like just a cute little pill hat kind of, and it's really beautiful.
How do you wear it?
It's kind of shiny with that. It's a woman.
Oh, God.
It's a woman's hat, honestly. So yeah, look how cute. It's beautiful. I love it. And it's kind of shiny. And it has a little label on it. Look, for the Union label.
When you are oh my God, I can't believe you remember that.
Yeah.
Union made.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's fantastic. Yeah. In the USA.
Because some of the hats are, when it's vintage, you don't know. A lot of times say
China.
Not many. I don't think many, but
no, not our hats, not your hats. Your hats are not.
This is USA.
I'll tell you what. I'll take a picture of that and show it to you. You have your phone? Give me your phone while you talk. I will take a picture of the Union.
It's kind of shiny and it's got kind of satiny shiny, so it'd be like a party hat. And I love those, and I just love sharing them with everyone. And the hats we've given away, and even the new one, the new replacement, is just as pretty as the others. And very similar to the one we're giving. It's actually a little bit of a different shape and a little bit more of a cream than a white, but it's kind of got the same weave, but they're all beautiful. And last week's looked like a wedding cake, John said.
It did.
We've got that.
This one does not look like a wedding cake.
No, this is cute. Well, they're all cute. They're in their own way. This is a party hat. It's gorgeous. Oops, that was almost not good. The wine started to slide your way.
Oh, well,
But
yeah.
Look how pretty. It's so pretty.
It is downhill. It's funny.
I love. Yeah, because before we were facing this way, which was a lot easier. I guess because
it's because
our background.
Well, we're trying new things, and this time next week we'll be here and we'll be doing the podcast from here. But the floor we're on will actually be level. Right now, it's about like that. So because this is it's a roof. It's not a porch yet. It's a roof that we use as a porch. But after Monday, Tuesday, it's actually going to be a porch. It's going to have a railing, and I'm going to get to put some flower boxes up, and I'll get to tend the flowers because I miss doing that.
And we do have a beautiful enclosed porch. It's very big, very nice, but we want it outdoor as well. So that's what we're doing.
Yep. So,
and it's fun.
And that's where the fire pit will go. And so anyway, there's the hat. What's the question?
The question is, what year did Prohibition end? Because we do have drinks with Dee Dee and John, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, you guys are drunks." No, we don't drink all the time, but we do drink during the show. We do drink
on the show called Drinks with Dee Dee and John.
Drinks with Dee Dee and John. So if you do not like that, you do not have to watch.
This I'm using as my mixer. It's called Kutztown Red Cream Soda. Kutztown Red Cream Soda. I'm a big cream soda fan, or I was when I was a kid. But this company has been operating since 1851.
Oh, they know what they're doing now.
Yeah, so they know what they're doing, and they are based. Where are they based? Let me see. They have a website. Bottled of Kutztown Soda Works, Kutztown, Pennsylvania.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so it's. Would it be?
Around
do you think it's? I mean, that's Amish town, and we bought it from from an Amish store. So it's probably an Amish family that owns Kutztown.
And we've discovered.
I hope that's not sacrilege. I don't understand the Amish customs, but it's wonderful, and I use it as a mixer.
Well, and this.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
It's been a great week. Well, my wine's still Quilt. I like Quilt from Mountain Liquors. That's my favorite red wine from there, and I've been drinking a little more red wine lately.
So when did Prohibition end? That is your question.
So whoever comes up with the right answer first wins this beautiful hat. I love this hat.
What do you call that hat? You said it was a pill hat?
It's like a party hat. It's kind of a pill box hat. So it's real cute. A little bit like a Jackie O party hat.
So you think that's a 60s?
I'm going to get my sunglasses. I'm miserable because I can't see. So
you have to get your sunglasses?
Yeah, because this way it's too bright. I can't see a thing. And I'm constantly squinting. So let me get my sunglasses. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Do it. This way I can't see.
Oh, well.
I'll be back.
So, a lot of things going on in the news these days. Poor Rudy Giuliani just can't get a break. So a woman has an accident or has a flat tire, has some sort of an issue, and he gets out to help her and then winds up in an accident and breaks or damages his back. I feel so bad for him. But then President Trump gave Rudy Giuliani a position, which is great because, this is a man. Oh, there she is.
All right. Now I don't have to squint.
No, you don't. Speaking of Jackie O. But so what was the position that President Trump gave Rudy Giuliani?
Presidential Medal of Freedom. And it's a big honor. And
that's fantastic.
Yeah, because John and I were talking after Rudy, he was helping a domestic violence victim.
Oh, that's what it was. I thought she had car trouble. I'm sorry.
Well, she had a lot of trouble, apparently. But, domestic violence victim, there are signals, I believe. I'm not sure.
That's right.
She gave a signal.
Something behind her back.
He stopped to help and called 911, stuck around to make sure she was okay. And then he gets hit by a car. I mean, it was very serious. I think broke vertebrae and, all kinds of things. And then I told John, we were talking, it's like, oh, man, just give him an ambassadorship, something. And then lo and behold, the next day, President Trump gave him an amendment. I think it's the first one for this term. I'm not sure about
Right.
that, but I think. But regardless, presidential freedom is a huge honor, and he deserves it. He's been loyal. He's worked hard. He's America's mayor. He's such a great guy.
Yeah, and I still don't understand with all the everything that we found out through Doge, everything we found out about 2020 and the election and all that. The what do they call it? Legacy media. They are still claiming that that was all above board and it's factual and everybody knows it, but it's not, and everybody knows that. So since Rudy Giuliani's big fine, which was some crazy thing like $400 million, why not say you have to go up there and bring the moon down? You know, it's impossible. So since his fine was based on accusations he made about the illegitimacy or the legitimacy, pardon me, of the 2020 election, then since it has been proven that it was illegitimate, then how come that still stands?
Well, you can sue, and you know.
Well, and how come any of the indictments against President Trump still stand? Because that was all based on the same thing.
Yeah, lawsuits can go on forever, unfortunately.
Well, but what I don't understand is we are in the process of, I believe I've heard, allegedly indicting Nancy Pelosi for basically planning, masterminding, dare I say, I don't think she has a mastermind, but I'll use that word, masterminding the supposed insurrection, or at the very least, intentionally doing nothing to stop it. So how can we be, one side of our government be going after someone for that while the other side of the government has already, I think, nonsensically gone after, at that point, citizen Donald Trump, for basically the same crime? Can two people be tried for the same crime at the same time? You're awfully quiet.
Yeah, because I'm thinking it through. Because right now, I mean, that's just so litigious, our society, and about how you've got the lower courts, and then you've got like the Supreme Court. I mean, and it's like nonstop, like every week or so, Donald Trump, well, we're going to stop this, and it's some lower court in the state. So it's like, well, how can that happen? But that's a setup. So look, democracy is messy. We are a republic, not a democracy, but it is democracy. It's messy, but it's still the best system in the world. Where in other places, there's not even a fighting chance. But at least we're able to be in a fight. So to answer your question, I think it depends on the day, the state, and who's involved. That's why lawyers make a lot of money. And they're never out of a job unless they get kicked off, being kicked out, and that happens as well. And many times it should.
Lawyers who sue lawyers are the luckiest lawyers in the world. God.
But yeah,
what's the old adage? Some of my best friends are lawyers. Yeah.
But don't you remember? Like, it just seems like back in the day with Reagan and Bush and even back to Carter. It's like you weren't always hearing about everybody being sued all the time. Now that's all it is.
Well, especially I've never ever heard of the president being sued, ever.
He was impeached twice. That's how crazy it is. I mean, so it's really become something it shouldn't be. So that's why I paused.
It's become a political
tool.
So
involved. Yeah, for sure. For sure, a political tool. But we still have the three.
But, we're watching Turn.
It's so great. You all have to watch it.
In the garden. But in Turn, which was happening in 1776, 1777, 78 on, there was a lot of legal, not just posturing, but there was a thing that if someone did not confess to being a spy, they could not be tried as a spy. When John Andre was convicted as a spy, his request was that he be death by firing squad, because that was more befitting an officer. But they wanted to make an example of him to everyone who was thinking that perhaps George Washington was losing his grip or losing the war, or some people think losing his mind, which I've never heard before, but it's amazing. So they hung him. But all of the rules and regulations about how that could be done, and there was no such thing as a filibuster yet, but the magistrate was they just called it stalling, was kind of filibustering, trying to get someone to come and aid in his case against his son, Woodhull. So there's been a lot of very interesting things that have happened with regard to legalities and politics that I was unaware of.
No,
so I'm not sure that it's that new.
But it's good. Well, it's good you brought that up, though, because then it was a monarchy. I mean, if they didn't like you and if the British, they just put you in the stocks. I mean, we have seen that on that show twice, or they'll just shoot you or whatever. No, it's way better now. Even though it's messy, even though it's litigious, it's way better than it was back then, because those were the patriots fighting the crown, and the crown would just take your house, take your woman, take your stuff, burn your barn down. I mean, it was terrible. I mean, this is like, terrible at that point in time, terrible.
Because the king so desires.
Yeah, a monarchy. And just like China and these other countries that are terrible right now, even though we have to deal with the courts and, a bad system or a messy system, it's still way better than anything else.
Yep, I believe so.
That was rough back then, in our country. You think about that, and it's like, good grief. Oh, yeah, the British could come in. Oh, I'm taking your bedroom. That's going to be my office. And you can be down on that lower level, whatever.
Right, and I'd appreciate it if you want to come into my office, which is my office now, then you have to be announced.
And they
ask permission.
Take your guns, take your food, take whatever.
Your guns. Do not ever. What did Caleb Brewster said? There is no freedom without gunpowder.
No, there isn't.
And that absolutely true.
And the Second Amendment protects the First Amendment. And the Second Amendment, it really, in my opinion, is the most important amendment. Without guns,
it protects
without
all the rest.
Law and order, we're done.
Right.
And thank goodness in our country, nobody's giving up their guns.
Well, we witnessed an administration taking over the freedom of the people, mandating, which they have now determined, or they have made illegal. They're no longer, the government no longer has the authority to mandate. I don't think they did to begin with. But one of the things they did during the Revolutionary War is that the British got the paper that the continental currency was printed on, and not only had plates to copy the currency, but they actually had the actual paper, which is, why counterfeiters usually get caught, because they don't have the paper right. No, but they don't have the right.
The government does that legally, and then it drives down the currency.
That's
the value.
What Joe Biden did. No matter what you watch, if you watch Newsmax or Fox or MSNBC or anything, CBS, ABC, you remember the picture of them printing thousands of stacks of $100 bills. So anytime you enter, and yes, it was the government, so technically they were actually legal tender. But what they did is every one of those that came into circulation devalued slightly every one of those that you had in your pocket. And they made millions of $100 bills. So Joe Biden's administration did exactly what the British did to not the colonists, to the, I just used the word, what are they called?
Huh?
Oh, God. The Continentalists.
Well, you can say, colonists in a way. Yeah, we didn't want to be. I mean, they didn't want to be. I mean, but the British thought that, so they were treating them like, a colony, colonials.
Right, but they knew that...
They're really patriots. These were Americans are like, look, we're not doing this. You're not taking our money. You're not taking our land. You're not whatever. And, and that's why I always tell John, I said, we're so lucky because, we don't have to give up our home or our money or our life for liberty. Not yet, anyway. I mean, we've been able to hang on, and a lot of that's because of Donald Trump.
There are those who feel they deserve.
If Donald Trump
had not won, and things for nothing,
right?
But and there were during the Revolutionary War and the Civil War, and there still are. those people disgust me. I hope they disgust you as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. People don't think they should have to work, and we're talking about, working very young. I mean, I detasseled corn. Believe me, that was not fun. If you know anything about detasseling corn, you know that. If you don't, look it up.
Detasseling corn? Is that what it's called?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you said detasseling. No, it's detasseling, like you.
Detasseling.
It's so horrible. It's so glamorous.
It's removing the husk, right?
The tassel.
Well, isn't that the husk?
Tassel. I don't know.
Huh.
Is that the same name? I don't know.
I think so. It's the skin and then
You
all
just
the,
go
the
through. It's so
thready
horrible.
stuff, right?
I'm telling you, it's so horrible. I mean, babysat.
Then if you've got great corn, you can eat it that way.
Baton lessons, all that. But John and I talked about as kids, we worked always.
I had a paper route.
Yeah, we always worked and did all these things in school, whatever. But John was more of an adult. I mean, I did all the high school stuff and activities, and John worked. I mean, I worked too, but I was in high school. I mean, I went through to the end, and I loved it. Then I went to college, where John ended up being a movie star early on.
But I tell you what, I'm glad you brought that up. I had a paper route in 1971. I was 11. I did magic for kids' parties when I was 12 years old. So I took ads out in the Penny Saver.
I love that.
And I would do magic shows. I didn't do a whole lot, but I was like, I remember shining shoes on the corner in Petona, New York, because my grandpa Mike, on my mother's side, had a shoe shine kit. And I went to the corner, and for a quarter, I would shine people's shoes. I had a lemonade stand. I did children's theater in Atlanta when I was 17. When I was 17, I did children's theater in Atlanta, and managed to. I talked to the principal, and I managed to be off of school from. I didn't have to go to school until after lunch.
Wow!
But I had written part of the music, co-written the script. I was in the show, so I wound up getting a music, an English, and a Latin, because it was there was some Latin in the show. I think that's how it worked.
Credits.
But I got 3 credits. I got
That's
credit
great.
for going to school without having to go to school. But I was working. I wasn't.
See, like your own private vocational school, because a lot of
Yeah, exactly.
like the vocational kids would go, and if they wanted to be mechanics or beauticians, and they would be at school in the morning, and then they'd go to vocational school in the afternoon. I don't know how it was at your school, but that's what it was.
Well, you'd go learn auto mechanics and diesel mechanics in wood shop,
which is amazing.
But they also used to have home economics in those days. So I want to say thank you, Victor Hansard, who was my principal, who made that be. He talked to the Board of Education, made that happen. I want to say thank you to Coach Woodruff, who I was not a football player, but Coach Woodruff and I got along famously. His son actually went to college for dramatic arts, so he and I got along great. And I want to thank my music teacher, Tom King, who was the man who had the nerve to cast a 9th grader in the senior play when he did Fiddler on the Roof back in 1976.
Sunrise, sunset.
So Tom King, thank you, sir. Say hi to Vicky. I was Tevye. And I sounded like this.
In 9th grade.
So if you've had a wonderful experience, if you're my age or her age or whatever age you are, and you've had a wonderful experience with a teacher, a principal, someone in school, just wonderful. Well, I'm talking about wonderful things here. And you have not said thank you, and they're still alive, find them, track them down, and say thank you, because you helped form me into the man or woman, whatever you are, that I am today. So don't let another day go by without thanking those who helped you get where you are, okay? And don't let another day go by without kicking those who have tried to stop it.
All right.
So there. What you got?
Well, it was fun because you kind of ended up being the vocational student, where I'm still a student, or trying to be, because you graduated early. You were working very early.
I did
And I
graduate
did all the, he did, and I did all the school stuff,
from high school.
cheerleader, majorette, all that, whatever. And I had a ball, and then I went to college, got a history degree, and then I have like 10 credits towards a master's degree, and then they canceled the program. Who does that?
Harvard.
Harvard. And it was
Harvard does a
dramatic
lot of
arts.
things,
I'm
right?
just saying, it was dramatic arts. And I was like, we're going to cancel this. And I'm like, what? So I have, it's 9 or 10. I have to check, but I know we have talked about this before. Clearly, I'm sore about it. But it's like all A's and a B. And I want to finish my master's degree. Not that
Oh, that rhymes. All A's and a B. I want to finish my master's degree.
So we'll see what
Mofo. What?
But not at
Word.
Harvard because they discontinued it. Get it? Let's find a school that is more suited for us. Because if I go back to school, this one's going back too. Because
the hell you say?
dramatic arts. Hello, you're a big.
Talk to them for a minute. I'm going to fix something that's about to happen.
You're a big TV star. Movie star. And if I have to do more classes like that, although I did a lot of them already, the acting and the improv or whatever, I got all A's and 1 B, and the B was in writing. And my writing's pretty good, but I get bored with that. I love the other stuff that's
bored with writing?
Well, I wasn't in Hanover because as a history major, you have to write and write and write and write.
So
But
what?
I know, but I just don't feel like doing it anymore.
I write almost every day.
I want action. I want action Jackson. I like doing the fun stuff.
Action Jackson is his name.
So I'm thinking I should be able to get
is his game.
Dramatic arts or performance or something because I put the time in. And look, Harvard's not easy. But I took the classes that I enjoyed. I even liked the writing class. It was just tough. So anyway, I'm hoping eventually I'll get a master's degree with those. But, it's been a minute now. So we'll see. So we've got a wonderful friend, Ben Bulger, who has like 18 degrees.
Who is kin to?
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yes. Scarecrow. Cool. Ray Bulger.
I didn't know that.
And Ben has more degrees than anyone.
Anybody.
He's
in the Guinness World Book of Records or something.
He's a degreeist.
So he's working on it, and it's not like a handout. I just want to find a home.
80 degrees of Ben Bulger. It's not 60, right. Kevin Bacon. It's now the 80 degrees of Ben Bulger. I just want to
find a university home that will accept those credits.
I think it's like 16. Sorry, Betty.
Yeah, I know, right? No, he's great. But he's got family, things to deal with right now. So we're going to get back on that track, I hope. But, what I don't want is to have those classes and they just go in the ether. I'm not able to apply that to a degree somewhere. So anyway, since we're talking about school, John and I had different paths, but we both appreciate our paths. And here we are right now because they brought them right here.
Brought us to the back roof in Madison. Which is great.
back to my roof.
That's pretty funny.
But yesterday, it just so happened that I just said, honey, can we go through campus? Because we're not far from my alma mater of Hanover. So we went through campus.
And you were feeling nostalgic.
So John, he's like, and of course, when John said, this is the most beautiful campus. It's great. Look, I've been on Harvard's campus.
I still want to jump a general.
I've gone to classes at Harvard, all that. Hanover's prettier. Sorry, but it is. And the people are nicer, and they didn't cancel.
They didn't cancel your program, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't cancel the program.
Yeah.
But of course, the one thing John says with all this beautiful architecture and all this lovely, you know what he says? I could jump a General Lee here. That'd be great. That's what John says.
Or a car from Earls of Perry. Mm-hmm. I would love to. I think it would be grand. Because they have a place that looks just like where we jumped not sure it was actually the first General Lee jump, because I believe that the car got off the ground enough going over the railroad tracks to consider that a jump. And my recollection is that looked so good that they decided to go a little further, and that's when they jumped at Emory. Somebody correct me. I believe it was Emory. Emory University. God, I hope it was. Anyway, it was beautiful. You know the one where the brick building is behind.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
Stop.
Okay. So I want to jump the car there. Now, we are gathering the vehicles for the Earls of Perry. I wanted to have shot it by now, but honestly, the 50 state tour kind of took a front seat to that,
As it should.
as it should, because
it's
we're
the
not
only
going to
time in our lifetime.
we're not going to have another 200. I'm not going to live another 250 years. So, and you know, the 300th will be. I'm not going to make that's 50 that anyhow.
We'll be if we do that. We'll be able to move around as quickly as now. So we just realized that honoring our country and celebrating our country and being patriotic and with what's going on, that has to take precedence over anything.
Right. So
And
that's what it is.
we're doing.
But we are gathering the cars. I am talking to the stunt guys, to Jack Gill and to James Smith, about a stunt where I'm driving a super modified dirt track car, and I go over a stone wall, get my name. So part of it we're thinking about doing when it cools off. But I'm excited about this. A friend of mine found a 69 Charger that is the body's been it's apart, but it's in really good shape. You know, and
Speaking
those
about the
cars
Tin
are
Man,
so.
remember when they tore him apart and tell him pieces? That's what he's talking about.
About the what?
Remember when the Tin Man, Ray Bolger, you brought him up, and whenever they pulled him apart and he was everywhere. Oh, maybe that was the Scarecrow.
That was the Scarecrow.
Oh, because the Tin Man had to have the oil. Okay, forget it. Although that car has to have oil too.
Tin Man didn't have a heart. The Scarecrow didn't have a brain.
And Buddy Epson was.
Well, originally he was the Tin Man, but he had an allergic reaction.
Made him
to the
sick.
makeup. What was I saying?
I don't know, but I love the Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
And
so
you
I
know,
found-
they're doing the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere, and we went there. I'm just saying, I think that'd be fun to do. Remember when we went there and it was fun?
Where?
The Sphere.
Oh, the Sphere.
They're doing the Wizard of Oz.
Great.
What's your favorite movie, honey? Before you go on, just wondering. We're off to see the Wizard.
No, it's not my favorite movie. I loved Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Most of my favorite, I can't really pinpoint a single favorite movie, but 3 of my top 5 favorite movies all have Robert Redford in them. So Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Sorry, there goes a motorcycle. 3 Days of the Condor. No, The Sting is great. Well, okay, The Sting, but also Electric Horseman. Incredible movies. But what I was saying was that a friend of mine has found a 69 Charger in pieces, which is how you actually want to find it, because you don't have to take it apart to restore it. So all the pieces are there, and we are. How much time do we have left? Somebody, Tony, tell me. So I'm going to go get that and put it in the Earls of Perry as kind of a secret car that my nephews are working on.
Well, it's
my
not
nephews,
secret anymore, is it?
Well, no, it's supposed to be a secret from me in the show. It's okay. So as soon as anybody sees just a corner of that car, they know what it is. But they're working on a car in the barn, and it is actually a 69 Charger. And when my character realizes what it is, I'm going to say, hey, any color but orange. Because my car, the Challenger, is orange. My car is also called, not the General Lee, it's called the General Jackson. So there. The sun is actually gonna meet us up here in a second. So we're not gonna have, there's a birthday cake. Happy birthday, America. We're not gonna be around for the next 200, the 500th birthday, and probably not even the 300th birthday. So we're doing this tour, but we are gathering cars together. So the cars are being gathered together in Hazard, Kentucky, which I think is fantastic. And also, a friend of mine just found a 69 Charger that is kind of apart, which, some people think if you find it apart that it's more of a mess. But actually, if you're going to restore a car, it's better to already find it apart, because, when you take it apart, you don't remember where those pieces went anyway. So very likely I'm going to go and get this car and then bring it to Hazard, Kentucky, and use it as part of the storyline of the Earls of Perry.
So, of course, the Happy Birthday America tour started July 4th this year. And
Right here.
we're only September, beginning of September, and we've got 11 states down, 39 to go. And we're having a ball. We're having so much fun learning about our country's history and enjoying with folks. And thank you again, and keep bringing in and keep telling us suggestions, because we've used a lot of them. And also, whenever we tell you where we go and when you follow us, you say, hey, did you know this about New London, Connecticut? I mean, and you all are so smart and you have so much information. So you're a big part of this. And not only that, John is working on the first installment, the first episode of the documentary.
Yes.
It's a 10-part documentary. John's working on the first one, and he's so good at it. But it's involved, but our country's worth it. So we have 11
She's
states.
worth
There's
it.
enough for 2 episodes. We'll end up with 10 in the end, and it'll be amazing. And it will be something to behold.
That's for sure. Yep. And when you make suggestions, what we want, places that people don't necessarily know a lot about. Trenton, New Jersey is a big, big part of the Revolutionary War. Saratoga was the first battle that we won, actually. First time the British retreated from the Continental Army. And who was the general that led that battle? This may surprise you. It was Benedict Arnold. So, and what set of circumstances enabled them to win that battle? There were small skirmishes, there were smaller battles, there were events that happened before Saratoga that actually enabled the Continental Army to gather together and to be able to be victorious. So there's a lot of stuff. So we're not, somebody said, oh, you got to go to Gettysburg. Well, so many things have been done about Gettysburg. I'd rather go to Shiloh. I'd rather go to smaller battles. I'd rather go to places that people don't hear about in every textbook and every history book.
Well, and we're storytellers, so we just there's an interesting story on that corner over there. It's like, oh, really? That maybe nobody has ever heard about.
Right, and when we do things like this, we got to go. We went from Fort Ticonderoga, New York, to Vermont. And how do we do that?
Ferry.
We did it on a ferry.
That was so much fun. It was so cool.
Yeah, and this was maybe a 12-car ferry. It wasn't a big ferry. It wasn't a hand-pulled ferry, but it wasn't that big thing that you go to Block Island, Rhode Island on. It wasn't the big thing you go to Catalina on. It was small. It was small.
And it was fun. And remember,
so great. And we bring you with us.
Yeah, because in most parts of the country, who rides on a ferry in their car? Nobody. It's very, very special.
So from Fort Ticonderoga to Vermont on a ferry across Lake Champlain. These are the kinds of things. Oh, my God, the history right there. And then when we were in Vermont, we could see, weren't we at the other fort?
McClary, I think.
McClary, where we could see another fort across the way that was being renovated. But it's just such an amazing place because this was the first place where the British ships came. It's where the French came to help. It's just an amazing thing. So we want those kinds of places.
And as we go throughout the country, look, West is very different. Alaska is very different. Honolulu is very different. I mean, because we're talking about the history of our country, but we were able to spend a lot of time when the Revolutionary War was really happening. You didn't really have the activity in a Revolutionary War in California because California wasn't even part of the country yet. So when we did, John did sing there at the Hollywood Bowl, and Hollywood is a huge part of history for our country. Hollywood still shares so much, and even if it's not in Hollywood anymore, that's a story in itself. John has worked in Hollywood. John did Dukes of Hazzard in Georgia. We were there too in Georgia, then in Hollywood.
And in Hollywood.
There is such a quilt, like my wine, patchwork of our history that we Look, we're only scraping the surface, but we're going to scrape it really well, and we want to encourage you all to do the same. And whenever you see a historical marker, take a look.
We call it a hysterical marker.
We do.
But when I lived in California, one of the places I lived in California was Lebec, which is right near Frazier Park, which houses Fort Tejon. Fort Tejon was a military installment where, because of it was a mountainous, it still is a mountainous region, but they experimented not with using horses in that area, they used camels. I think that's fascinating.
It is so fascinating.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to find some paintings, some pictures. I don't know how long ago it was, but it's also where Pancho Villa came through, which was then called the Grapevine, the first road that came through there, and now it's Interstate 5. So there's a lot of amazing things that happened there. So these are the kind of things we're going to talk about.
I mean, Florida, Texas, South Dakota, Maine, Oregon. I mean, every state has such a fascinating history. So really what we're wanting to do is have you at least think about it and think about what's going on in your area that made a difference in the United States history. What is special about your state? And that's why we ask you every week, let us know in your state or places do you think would be lovely and would be interesting. Because a lot of folks can't travel. And we appreciate those of you who say, thank you for doing this. And we watch because we're not able to go. We're not able to do it for whatever reason. Maybe you have a 9-to-5 job. Maybe you're taking care of your mama. Maybe
we want you to see the country.
You know, you're not able to do it. So we are happy to have you right along. And we're having so much fun.
I just thought of this. So this birthday cake has 250 candles on it. So we're going to celebrate. I'm hoping maybe we won't get to 250, but we want to celebrate 250 unique things about this beautiful country.
That is ambitious.
So
we are doing 50 states, though.
So what is?
What's special?
What about your state?
Is special.
Earns a candle. Okay, like I want to go to Greasy Grass, Little Bighorn. Want to go to Little Bighorn and talk about what happened there with Armstrong Custer. But then I want to follow Custer back to the Civil War and see what he did in the Civil War. Did you know that George Armstrong Custer actually he had his horse shot out from under him, fell to the ground? But you know who shot the horse out from under him? He did. I think that's a fun fact. I'm sure any folks out there named Custer probably don't like that fact very much, but it's true. Shot his own horse out from under him. So we're going to talk about things like that. What in your state deserves a candle? I like that. I think we got about 5 minutes left.
Think?
I do. So what do you got?
Well, I will tell you that we love our home area, and we've been working on the documentary, and we are working on our porch. But what else we have found in the last day or two were a couple of mom and pop places, the Dutch grocery store, which is Amish. It looks like the Amish run it. I'm not sure, but I believe so.
Oh, absolutely.
And they have the cheese curds, and they have the local beef, and they make their own bread. I'm like, oh, this is heaven to us because we
got popcorn from there, not
Yes.
microwave. We're talking. They had
blue
white
popcorn,
yellow,
red
blue,
popcorn,
red, black popcorn. They had all this different popcorn.
Oh boy,
it was great.
And I've been there a long time ago, but I rediscovered it. But you know, when you do that, it's nice to have Dollar and Gabbana, Kroger,
right
whatever.
Over there.
Look, we support business. We just do. But boy, do we love to find the mom and pop shops.
Yep.
We love it, love it, love it. And then yesterday we went to Anderson's.
Oh, the hardware store.
They were great.
So great.
They were great.
And, it's that hardware store where I posted about it last night. Did you see that?
Yep.
Where it's not a big place. It's not one of these monstrous box stores, but they have at least one of whatever it is you want. Whatever it is you want, they've got it. And they know where it is. They don't have to look it up on an app.
Right. Oh,
they know exactly where it is. That
was fun.
Wonderful. They treat you like an old friend, which was really terrific. So Anderson's, we love that experience.
I know I kicked it. I'm sorry, guys. And
So
we just-
Anderson's, we love that experience. We're gonna have to go
Look-
back, I think.
But I think that's a message in a lot of that. Honey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Keep your
interrupt.
hands
I
down
get
here.
in trouble with that because people are like, some people
Your
say,
wife's interrupt.
some people say, Dee Dee, Dee Dee doesn't talk enough.
2 minutes.
Like, and then they go, she talks too much.
Dee Dee doesn't talk enough? Keep your hand inside here. See, we can't get the sun on your hand right now.
Okay.
Okay, so we are,
But look for to finish up, look for those mom and pop stores because they deserve it. They work hard.
well, we had just said, because down here on Main Street in Madison, apparently they've tried a hardware store a couple of times, but it hasn't worked.
There isn't one now.
So we were just driving, thinking, I wish we had a hometown hardware
I was like,
store.
oh my God, John saw it.
Did you
and
just
I
hear
know
me
it
about your
before.
hand? Thank you. Oh my God, you got to do this like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Oh my God.
Marriage.
So we had just
We're
we were
happy.
just talking.
Are you happy with your Tyrannosaurus? I like because sometimes these ladies are like, yeah.
Put your hand back.
Okay. But are you happy?
Yes, I'm delightfully happy.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Did I not look happy? What is Woody Woodpecker got?
I don't know. I thought it was funny.
What the-
Remember, he calls me the crazy dame at the end of the bar. Well, I'm at the end of this bar, right here.
Oh my God.
We're happy
So-
though. And look, we all want you to be happy too and join us.
What is it about put your hand back here you don't understand?
Why? What's the problem with my hand? I don't understand what you're saying. What?
Some people understand cinema and some people go to the movies.
What is a no? I want to get this out because it's like I don't know what you mean. What's wrong with my hand?
Okay, we're using a green screen right now. We are
Oh,
actually
I
on the
see.
porch.
Okay.
And when you put your hand out there in the bright sunlight, it confuses the hell out of the technology.
Well, excuse me, moi. I won't keep my hand down because it's like.
I'll tell you what. Let's just do this. In the future, if I say do something, do it.
Okay, give me a smooch.
I don't know if I can. I'm gonna have to reach way uphill to do it. Okay, so this has been Drinks and Comedy, sorta, with John and with Dee Dee and John. And it's been fun. I don't think that this week we've actually solved any of the problems of the world. I do want to say this one thing. Isn't it not laughable when we see the head of China and the head of North Korea hanging out now that President Trump had the summit meeting in Alaska? Now they are glad handing and taking pictures and getting like TikTok viral opportunity. No one believes any of that nonsense. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. And all of those, not all, but a large number of those, the equipment, the military equipment that they are bragging about in China, it came from us, or at the very least was designed by us. So you're not kidding anybody. You're not fooling anybody. You don't. What are you doing?
I love your hair. Isn't it pretty?
Sure.
You're
Yes.
so
Thank you.
handsome, and I love your hair. I don't have good hair. That's why I wear a hat. I'm not bald though. Some of you're like, "Are you bald?" No, I love hats, and I love them so much. I want to share, and I give them away.
Well, that seems like that's all the time we have. Hope you've had a good time. We sure have. It's been Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John.
Yes. We'll see you next week for more excitement.
Woo!
Yes. Remember,
I love you.
shop. I love you too. Shop
local.
Buy local.
Shop local. And
Hardware
let us know
local.
the candles we should celebrate in your state.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Da-da.